I need you to listen. I need you to listen close. The club is frying your brain. Dream about making this video overnight, and I'm like, you know what? This is something that I have to talk about. The club and all the nightlife you're doing is ruining your quality of life, and I promise you. I just turned 22 like 5 days ago, so after a whole year of being 21, I can tell you right now, it's overrated. Technically, I had a fake when I was 19, but I don't recommend. The anxiety and trauma that I have from having a fake ID, not worth it, don't do it. Now, whether you're old enough to go to clubs or you have been old enough to go to clubs, please listen to me, come on. Everyone likes different things. I'm not shaming anyone that loves going to the club because I like going to the club. I do believe most people take the club to an extreme and it ruins their life, and I've watched it happen firsthand. Now, let's think deeply here. Let's take a moment, let's pause. What benefits does the club offer? Social life? Maybe, yeah. Status? Sure, yeah, depending on who you're with and what section you're in. Romantic partners? Very unlikely, you know, but people go out to find that. And for a good night out, absolutely, most times. Let me explain why most of those benefits aren't even good for you. I live in LA, and because I live in LA, I used to think of the club as this huge networking experience. If I go out, even though I'm so tired, my back is hurting from work, maybe I'll meet someone that can change my life. Remove that from your brain right now. Have to go into the club with zero expectations. Zero expectations. Let's be real, let's be honest with ourselves. Most people go to the clubs to look pretty and dance. That's just the facts. The club is simply way too loud to have any sort of meaningful conversation, get to know someone. So the true reality is that you're sitting there to look pretty. And there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of times I would go to clubs and be like, oh, maybe we can meet some friends. But 9 times out of 10, it will never extend farther than that night out. Am I saying it's unlikely or that people don't make friends? Sure, they make friends at the clubs, but now I have to think about, are people that spend every night at the club the people that I want to be my core friends, right? The club is very fast-paced. You're meeting lots of people, you're drinking, you're intoxicated, some of you are on drugs. It's not the place to build a relationship, and a lot of times you have to think if that's something you want to take outside of the club. You understand what I'm saying? You're probably going to go home with the same people that you met, and that's completely okay. Like, that's so fun. I prefer that most of the time. It's all going to be really superficial and surface level, and having that expectation that you're gonna find something more is frying your brain. Like, it's literally like burning it to a crisp, because after every single night, you're left disappointed. Disappointment creates desire. So the more disappointed you are, the more you're gonna want it. The more you want it, the more desperate you'll be. Don't fall into the trap. Most people are superficial, and most friendships don't go farther than the club itself. What else are people there for? Well, people are there for status a lot of the time. You can't make friends, you're building that status so people know you. A lot of people show up just to be seen with the right people so that, you know, they're kind of branded differently. Probably my least favorite thing about club culture, and I don't know if this is like an LA thing or a major city thing, clubs that have a really heavy section culture. And what that means is pretty much someone pays a lot of money to have a private table with private drinks away from everyone else in the club. Just realized my shirt was inside out. And just like a high school party or a really cliquey friend group, started out as a night to have fun and spend time with your friends, is now turned into a night where it's, well, if we're not in a section, I don't want to go. And it's like, what? We're not here to be in a section, and we don't care about the people in the section 90% of the time. We get free drinks, and sure, it's private, we aren't bumping into the crowd on the floor. But I guarantee you, most of the people in that section are so unfriendly, and maybe they're not unfriendly, but they definitely aren't there to make friends with you. They're there to look pretty in their section, get free drinks. A lot of the times, people in the section are all looking at each other, questioning, how do you know the person who has the section? You know what I'm saying? And it turns into like a weird night. Instead of it being like, oh, we're all friends, we're all partying in a section. It's not like that, no. People just want to be in sections for the status. Oh, I'm in a private section away from the majority of the club. I look cooler. That's my least favorite part about club culture. I don't know if that's just LA, but any club that's really hovered around, you know, bottle girls and private sections are my least favorite types of clubs. What I think that does to someone is just like, you start to believe you're kind of above a certain demographic of people. You're in a section full of people fighting for status, it becomes a social climbing sort of environment. I gotta get this on. So good freaking luck if you're a guy trying to get into the LA club scene, because you either have to be willing to wait an hour plus long lines, have really cool friends, or have a really big wallet. If I didn't have really beautiful friends and friends that knew like certain promoters or certain, you know, social groups, I would have trouble getting to clubs as well. Anything, if you're a guy, you have to work 3 times as hard. You know, feeling like you don't have enough status to go into a club or you're not cool enough to go into a club is mentally damaging, and it's not even worth it. This isn't every club. There are clubs out there where it's like kind of open. They just want you to go out there, get drunk, have fun. But I'm really talking about a really core specific type of clubs, which is like the LA influencer, celebrity type club scene. It has to go, oh my gosh, I thought this was mold. It has to go without saying that chances are you're not going to have that fairy tale, we made out on the dance floor and now we're husbands. This sounds like stupid to say, but like there are people that are like hopeless romantics. I like hopeless romantics. I like the idea of love, but you won't find that at the club, so kill that right now. Your brain is crying every time you go into a club and you're like, well, maybe I can find the one here. You won't. Just kidding. You could, but don't go there expecting it, because it just makes, oh my gosh, it sets you up for so much failure. You have to consider this. Do you want someone that is a party club rat to be a potential lover? Now, don't misunderstand me. Just because you like to party doesn't mean you're not suitable for love, but if you're watching and you're interested in someone, or you want to maybe get in a relationship with someone that parties every weekend, you know, hooking up with new people, those are all pretty telltale signs that they aren't looking for a relationship. Do you want that in a partner, in a scene and environment where everyone's just on drugs and trying to hook up with one another? You know what I'm saying? Being around that hookup culture environment for a lot of people is really like degrading. It's really degrading to feel like you're only there for a hookup, especially being a hopeless romantic. So just don't do it. Don't succumb to the hookup culture, because it's really toxic. Lastly, and arguably this one is the most like important about club culture. Is the club a good night out? Absolutely. We're in our 20s, you guys. Go out, go to the club, meet people, drink, throw up. I am all in full support of that. I don't know if it sounded like I've been shaming like club people this whole video. I love to party. It is what it is. But the club is one of the most self-destructive environments you can ever find yourself a part of. And just don't get addicted to that high of fun. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, after all the alcohol and drugs and fun and the party's over and everything wears off, you're by yourself again. The club is a really lonely place, and there's a lot of people trapped in that type of environment. I feel bad for them. Every night they're at the club and they're drinking, they're going out. They got addicted to that high at the very beginning of status and hot girls, hot men, and that's their lifestyle now. A lot of them wish they were like different and that they didn't succumb to everything that I've said before. If there is one lesson you take from this entire video, it's to not lose yourself in the name of fun. No amount of fun is worth sacrificing your morals, your friends, your family. Always keep that at the front of your mind. Can I also just say, we're getting to an age where it's so easy to fall victim to habit and doing things just cause. Oh, I work Monday through Friday, now I have to go out and club and drink Saturday through Sunday. That's not the lifestyle you have to live. Go out one weekend or go out Friday, have a picnic on Saturday. There's so many joys in life. I'm pretty much just rambling at this point. Go have fun. Enjoy your freaking life. We're so young. Go out, party, eat good food, meet cool people. Have your expectations low when it comes to the club life. Now, you can go to bars. You can meet a lot of cool people at bars. That's more of a social scene that can, you know, have like some good relationships come out of it. The world is so big, and letting any aspect of your life take over is always going to be really toxic for you. And that's really all I'm trying to say. Go out, party, have fun, but never let it take over and never get lost in that environment. Enough about club culture though. This has been my favorite snack for like the last week. Is burrata, balsamic vinegar glaze, ciabatta bread, and tomatoes. Well, I guess that's it for me. I have nothing more to chat about. Party safely, have fun, enjoy your life, try something new. I will see you guys next time then. See you later, bye!